everyone, my name is HEIDEKRUEGER and I'm a senior graduating in May. If I were to offer any encouragement for freshmen or new students, I would say just really trust that God's got you. I remember I was dropped off at CMU and I didn't know a single person, I didn't know where I would fit, and I didn't know who I was yet. But God led me to the people and to the places and to TNL, and that's where I found myself, grew more in my relationship with Him, and found lifelong friendships.
Hi, I'm Sammy. I'm culinary arts and baking and pastry. Some advice I would have for college students would be to network. So make sure you're talking to people who can give you advice in every different area you're in, like your school, like your teachers, your classmates, your religion, your relationship with God, any type of issue you're having, like try to get advice from people. And I had a cool verse that had stuck out to me about this, which was Proverbs 11:14. For where there is no guidance, a people falls, but in abundance of counselors there is safety. So just network. That's how I've gotten my jobs. I've had just networking, and I had one of my coolest relationships was college, because I was bold enough to network and talk to someone, which was really scary for me, and it took me way longer than it should have, and I missed out on a year or two of a good relationship that I could have had. I was too afraid to initiate.
Hello, my name is Kendall Visser. I would say I would encourage you to get involved and travel if you can. Coming up to Grand Junction my first week here, I did not know anyone, and I was a complete introvert. But I wanted to do more than just stay in my room and study as my only source of free time. It's kind of ironic this is what my last 2 months of my 5th year at CMU is like. I want to encourage you to take a healthy balance of academic focus time and social events time. Some activities I was involved in were TNL, swimming, choir, and I even attempted ultimate frisbee one year. I encourage you that whatever you put your mind to persevere, have faith, and be determined to keep going. Excel at something you find passionate about and strive at it. Don't get caught up in overscheduling, and make time for your studies and not procrastinating. I wish that none of you have to pursue as many all-nighters as I did.
I think the most important thing I would say is to use discernment when choosing college classes. Sometimes we might have to pray about whether that's the class that we need to take or if it's necessary. A lot of times there are classes offered that aren't necessarily biblically what we want to be filling our heads with. I think if we do have to take a questionable class, it is important to seek out discipleship and seek out someone who could put your classes more into a biblical perspective, because we do want to be the hands and feet of Jesus, whether that's in our classes or daily lives.
Hi friends, my name's PYLES. I am cellular, molecular, and developmental biology major at CMU. I'm finally graduating after 5 long years. Well, my first advice or encouragement is don't be afraid to change your mind. And it's okay to like multiple things. Like, I fell in love with criminal justice. I came as originally a criminal justice major, and I changed my major 4 times my freshman year and twice this last year for various reasons. But don't be afraid to change your mind. Don't be afraid to get to your last year and decide that that's not what you want to do. So take your time in college, take fun classes, enjoy it. Don't be afraid to change your mind. Don't be afraid to change your plans. Nothing is set in stone. It never is.
Some highlights from college. This was a really tough question because there were so many amazing things that happened in college. But I would say it was the friendships and the adventures I got to have with people I love. In TNL, we got to go on retreats to strengthen our relationships with God, be in the beautiful mountains, and just have those connections, those deeper connections with people. And that's where I made friendships. And out of those friendships came more adventures. I've been to the Grand Canyon with friends, Zion National Park, and even San Diego. So those road trips, those hiking trips, those moments where I laughed with my friends are moments I will never forget. And that truly was the best part of college, was the relationships I made, and those will last forever. And I don't know where I would be without them.
So some favorite memories. One is one of my first retreats. My freshman year, I went to the retreat in a Spider-Man onesie, and there was like this ladder on the side of the building, and it was like all stormy out, which is really beautiful weather, one of my favorites. But I climbed up the ladder, and then I had someone take a picture of me as I jumped down, and I'm like, yeah. And there's actually a photo of me playing the ukulele in the Spider-Man onesie that Brandon really likes. Another memory is at Rachel's house. She has like this tea table, and we used to have a Bible study there that we read like Romans 8, and I would drink about anywhere from 1 to 10 cups of tea, I would say, averaging around 5 of tea that she had. It was unique, or coffee or whatever, and I would drink so much tea there, and it was so great. And I was so busy and working at, like, part-time and going to school, and the Bible study was like 7:30, and I struggled bust so hard to stay awake. I fell asleep every study, but I still got a lot out of it, and I loved being able to drink all those beverages. It was awesome.
The missions trip to Romania and Israel was a memorable experience from college and a testament to growing spiritually. Through the 4 weeks that we were in Brașov, Romania, there were 4 parts of a conversation that God really grew me in. Starting the conversation, talking about the spiritual conversation, ultimately sharing the gospel, and asking for acceptance or decision of Jesus into your heart. By the end of the trip, I had the opportunity to share a poem I wrote called Jesus is the Answer by the Sea of Galilee. And that was a pretty memorable experience for me.
I think the most exciting memory that taught me to trust God a little bit more was at Krishna, the day that we went rappelling. I went out with Malcolm and Brandon and Russ and a few others. By the time I got to the big cliff, my hand slipped on the rope and I started falling. I screamed up at Malcolm, "Ah, Malcolm!" He yelled back at me above the roaring creek, "Don't trust me, trust God." At that moment, Cody and Javin were at the bottom, pulled at the rope, made it stop. I kind of sat there cringing for a little while to get the strength to get down the rest of the cliff. And eventually I did, and it was just tears at the bottom. Tears of relief, but also tears of, wow, like, we shouldn't trust man and man alone, but we should trust in God and God alone.
I think everyone's highlight would probably be spending half a semester online because of the pandemic. I don't think any of us really expected this. And I sure was not expecting to spend my last semester without saying goodbye to any of my friends. So that was a big highlight. Most of my memories revolve around making friends and enjoying my time with them at T&L, Fiesta. Outside of that, I love all my friends. So if you're watching this, I love you guys.
My future plans is that I got accepted into grad school. I'm headed over to Metro State in Denver to get a master's in social work. I'm moving over there in August, and I will have an internship doing therapy and working with children in the foster care system. I'm really excited. I will graduate with my master's next May 2021, and then hopefully I'll just get to start my dream job.
This summer, for my future, I'm going to be working at Deer Valley Resort in Park City, Utah at the grocery cafe where I worked last summer. They offered me a full-time job. I work as a line cook at the cafe. I don't know how long I'll stay there, but that's where I'm going now, at least once the resort opens back up. But I'm still deciding if I'm going to do hospitality management and business to go along with my 2 associate's degrees, but taking each moment as it comes.
I am hoping to pursue my statistical research in the field of survival analysis a little further. Additionally, it is my goal to pursue grad school in 1 or 2 years, and then go on to be a data analyst for NASA one day. But some more immediate goals for my future during this time is present my statistical research at some upcoming national conferences this summer and pursue finishing writing my musical.
Right now I really don't know what the future plans look like. I'm hoping that I could move away to Dallas, Texas, to a residential facility for pregnant women and their babies to help them get back up on their feet and help them grow in Christ, discipling them and really helping them heal from the struggles that led them to the place that they are in today.
What are your future plans? A couple years ago, I started taking ASL classes because I was like, yeah, why not? It would be fun to take. I fell in love with it. And I decided that it would be a great way for me to pursue the gospel outside of English. I also really want to go to grad school and pursue something in genetics or even microbiology.
I want to also leave you with the encouraging verse 2 Timothy 4:7. I have fought the good fight, I have finished the race, and I have kept the faith. So, no matter how hard things come in your life, just hold your head up and trust in the Lord.
Honestly, I wouldn't be who I am today without the people from TNL and the people God placed in my life at CMU. So I love you all so much and thank you for everything you've done.
Congratulations, grads.
Bye. Have a good summer.